ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. எல்லோருக்கும் வணக்கம். நம்ம எல்லோரும் மிகவும் பணிவோடு ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணி மெதுவாக குண்டலினி வருத்தி பந்தன் போட்டுக்கொண்டோம். ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. சந்தோஷ சித்தத்தோட குழந்தை நிலையில் ஞானத்துக்கு உட்காருவோம். கவனம் இரண்டு உள்ளங்கையும் சகசிராரம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தயவு செய்து இன்றைய தியானத்துக்கு அனுமதியை தாருங்கள் தாயே. இன்றைய தியானத்தை வழிநடத்துங்கள். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, இன்றைய தியானத்தில் எங்களுக்கு சிந்தனையற்ற விழிப்புணர்வு நிலையை தாருங்கள் தாயே. மெதுவாக கண்களை மூடி கவனம் நம்மளுக்குள் நம்மளுடைய ஹிருதயத்தில் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜியோட திருக்கமல பாதத்தை தரிசிப்போம். மெதுவாக கவனம் சகசிராரம். வலது கை சகசிராரத்தில் வைப்போம். நல்ல அழுத்தத்தை கொடுத்து 7 தடவை கடிகாரம் சுற்றும் திசையில் தசையை சுத்தி வருவோம். வலது கை சகசிராரத்திலிருந்து 1-2 இன்ச்சு மேல வைத்து பார்ப்போம். தெய்வீக இணைப்பு நுண்ணுதிர்வுகளா உணர்வுமான்னு கவனிப்போம். வலது கை மடி மீது இடது கை சகசிராரத்துக்கு மேல வைத்து பார்ப்போம். இடது கையும் மடிக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். 2 கைகள் மடி மீது நல்லா நேரா உட்காந்துப்போம். விரல்களும் கொஞ்சம் நேரா வைத்துக் கொள்வோம், ஒண்ணுக்கு ஒண்ணு ஒட்டாம. கவனம் சகசிராரத்தில் நிலைநிறுத்தி 3 மகாமந்திரத்தை கூறுவோம். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी நமோ நமः. ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीकल्की साक्षात् श्रीसहस्रारस्वामिनी मोक्षप्रदायिनी माताजी श्रीनिर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः. மெதுவாக சுஷும்னா வழியாக நம்முடைய கவனத்தை மூலாதார சக்கரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். ஸ்ரீ கணேச மந்திரம். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री गणेश साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः. இடது நாடியை தூய்மைப்படுத்துவோம். இடது கை மடி மீது இருக்கட்டும், வலது கை பூமி தாய் மீது. கவனம் இடா நாடி, 2 உள்ளங்கையும் சஹஸ்ராரம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ இடாநாடி சுவாமினி. தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய இடா நாடியை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள் தாயே. தேவையற்ற கடந்த கால நினைவுகள், அதனால் எங்களுக்குள் ஏற்படும் தமோகுணத்தோடு எல்லா விதமான எதிர்மறைகளை பூமி மார்க்கமாக நீக்கிவிடுங்கள். எங்களுக்குள் ஸ்ரீ மகாகாளி ஸ்ரீ பைரவரோட குணங்களும் சக்திகளையும் எழுந்து அருள செய்யுங்கள் தாயே. அமைதியாக தூய்மை அடைய காத்திருப்போம். மாற்றத்தையும் கவனிப்போம். பிங்களா நாடியை தூய்மைப்படுத்துவோம். வலது கை மடி மீது, இடது கை ஆகாயத்தை நோக்கி வைத்து கவனம் பிங்களா நாடி, 2 உள்ளங்கையும் சஹஸ்ராரம். விரல்களையும் கவனிப்போம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ பிங்களா நாடி சுவாமினி. தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய பிங்களா நாடியை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, எங்களுக்குள் உள்ள தேவையற்ற தற்கால கவலைகள், பயங்கள், அதிகப்படியான சிந்தனை, திட்டமிடுதல் எல்லாவற்றையும் முழுமையாக நீக்கிவிடுங்கள். அதனால் எங்களுக்குள் ஏற்படும் ரஜோகுணத்தோட எதிர்மறைகள், உவம், அகங்காரம், இவைகள் எல்லாம் முழுமையாக நீக்கிவிடுங்கள் தாயே. என்னுடைய கவனத்தை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள். எண்ண ஓட்டத்தை சாந்தப்படுத்துங்கள். ஸ்ரீ மகா சரஸ்வதி ஸ்ரீ ஹனுமானோட குணங்களும் சக்திகளையும் எங்களுக்குள் எழுந்து அருள செய்யுங்கள் தாயே. அமைதியாக தூய்மை அடைய காத்திருப்போம். மெதுவாக இடது கை மடிக்கை கொண்டு வருவோம். 2 கைகளும் பூமி தாய் மீது. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ ஆதி பூமி மாதா. தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய சக்கரங்களும் நாடிகளைக்கும் முழு சமநிலையை தாருங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, ஸ்ரீ பூமி மாதாவோட பொறுமையும் சகிப்புத்தன்மையும் எங்களுக்கு தந்தருளுங்கள். ஆதி பூமி மாதா சாக்ஷாத். ஓம் त्वमेव சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ ஆதி பூமி மாதா சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ ஆதிசக்தி மாதாஜி ஸ்ரீ நிர்மலா தேவ்யை நமோ நமஹ. இரண்டு கைகளும் மடக்கி கொண்டு வருவோம். கவனம் சுஷும்னா நாடி. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ சுஷும்னா நாடி சுவாமினி. தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய சுஷும்னா நாடியை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, எங்களுடைய ஆன்மீக முன்னேற்ற பாதையை தூய்மைப்படுத்தி தடையில்லாமல் வைத்திருங்கள். தெய்வீகத்தோடு நிரப்பிவிடுங்கள் தாயே. குண்டலினி மாதாக்கு ஒரு சிறந்த பாதையை அமைத்துக் கொடுங்கள். அதற்கு எங்களுடைய கவனத்தை நிகழ்காலத்தில் தியான நிலையில் இருக்க அருள் புரியுங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்குள் ஸ்ரீ மகாலட்சுமி ஸ்ரீ கணேஷாவோட எல்லா குணங்களும் சக்திகளையும் எழுந்து அருள செய்யுங்கள் தாயே. மெதுவாக நம்முடைய கவனம் மூலாதார சக்கரம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ கணேஷா எங்களுடைய மூலாதார சக்கரத்தில் அமர்ந்திருக்கிறீர்கள். தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்குள் ஸ்ரீ கணேச தத்துவத்தை முழுமையாக நிலைநிறுத்துங்கள், செயல்படுத்துங்கள். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்குள் கள்ளம் கவடமற்ற தூய குழந்தை உள்ளத்தை தாருங்கள் தாயே. பணிவை தாருங்கள். கீழ்ப்படிதல் குணத்தை தாருங்கள். விவேக புத்தியை தந்தருளுங்கள். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, நாங்கள் முழுமையாக தங்களிடம் சமர்ப்பிக்கிறோம். எங்களுடைய சிந்தனை, பேச்சு, செயல் எல்லாவற்றையும் சமர்ப்பிக்கிறோம். தாங்களே அதை இயக்கி வழிநடத்த வேண்டும். ஸ்ரீ மங்களமூர்த்தி ஸ்ரீ கணேஷாவுடன் எல்லா மங்களமும் எங்களுக்கு தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. गणेश अथर्वशीर्ष कुरु। ओम नमस्ते गणपतये त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं धर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं खल्विदं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षादात्मासि नित्यं हृदं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अवत्वं मामवक्तारम् अवशोतारम् अवदातारम् अवधातारम् अवानुचानमवशिष्यम् अवपश्चातात् अवपुरस्तात् अवोत्तरातात् अवदक्षिणातात् अवचोद्ध्वातात् अवाधरातात् सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात् त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वम् आनन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तसिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति त्वं भूमिरापो नलो नीलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वं देहत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारस्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वां योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मा त्वं विष्णुस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वम् इन्द्रस्त्वम् अग्निस्त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यस्त्वं चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्मभूर्भुवस्वरों गणादीं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादीं तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वार परतरः अर्धेन्दुलसितं तारेण ऋद्धम् एतत्तव मनुस्वरूपं गकार पूर्वरूपम् अकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वार शान्त्यरूपम् बिन्दुरुत्तररूपं नादसन्धानं संहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेशविद्या गणकऋषिः निच्छ्रुद्गायत्री छन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ति प्रचोदयात् एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशमङ्कुशधारिणं हृदं च वरदं हस्तैर्बिभ्राणं मूषकध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैर्सुपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणमच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च सृष्टयाद्धौ प्रकृते पुरुषात् परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनां वरः नमो रात्रपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते अस्तु लम्बोदराय एकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय श्रीवरदमूर्तये नमो नमः साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः மெதுவாக நம்முடைய கவனம் மூலாதாரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம் குண்டலினி மாதாவை மனமாற வணங்குவோம் ஸ்ரீ குண்டலினி மாதா தயவு செய்து தாங்கள் எழுந்து எங்களுடைய எல்லா சக்கரங்களையும் சுத்திகரிங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ குண்டலினி மாதா, எங்களுடைய எல்லா சக்கரங்களையும் தூய்மைப்படுத்தி சுஷும்னா வழியாக சஹஸ்ராரத்தை அடைய வேண்டும். சஹஸ்ராரத்திலிருந்து இன்னும் மேலே சென்று பரமாத்மாவோட தெய்வீக அன்பு சக்தியால் ஒன்றினை அடைய வேண்டும் தாயே. அந்த தெய்வீக சக்தியை எங்களுடைய ஒவ்வொரு சக்கரங்களிலும் பொழிய வேண்டும் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ குண்டலினி கௌரி மாதா சாக்ஷாத். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कुंडलिनी गौरी माता साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः. ஒவ்வொரு சக்கரங்களையும் கடந்து நம்மளுடைய கவனத்தை ஆக்ஞா சக்கரத்தில் நிலைநிறுத்துவோம். வலது கை முன் நெத்தியில் வைத்துக் கொள்வோம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் श्री बुद्ध देवता, श्री महावीरा, श्री जीसस मेरी माता, श्री महाविष्णु. தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய ஆக்யா சக்கரத்துக்குள் வாருங்கள். எங்களுடைய ஆக்யா சக்கரத்தை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, எங்களுக்குள் உள்ள கோபம், அகங்காரம், மமகாரம், கர்த்தாபாவம், தேவையற்ற சுய கட்டுப்பாட்டுகள், சுய பரிதாபம், ஆதிக்கம் செலுத்துற சுபாவம், சுய முக்கியத்துவம், எல்லாவற்றையும் முழுமையாக நீக்கிவிடுங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுடைய ஆக்யா சக்கரத்தை தூய்மைப்படுத்தி பணிவும் அன்போடு நிரப்பி விடுங்கள். ஏனெனில் நாங்கள் ஏதும் செய்வதில்லை, தாங்கள் தான் எல்லாவற்றையும் செய்கிறீர்கள், அனுபவிக்கிறீர்கள். நாங்கள் தாங்களுடைய கருவி மட்டுமே. எந்த பற்றும் இல்லாத ஒரு கருவி. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, அதற்கு எங்களுக்குள் மன்னிக்கும் சுபாவத்தை தாருங்கள், தியாக மனப்பான்மையை தாருங்கள் தாயே. ஒரு சிறந்த விஷயம் பரமாத்மாவோட அன்பை அடைய எங்களுக்குள் உள்ள அகங்காரம், மமகாரத்தை முழுமையாக அழித்து விடுங்கள். எங்களுடைய ஆக்யா சக்கரத்தை தாங்களுடைய தூய அன்பால் நிரப்பி விடுங்கள் தாயே. அன்பே எங்களுடைய சுபாவமாக மாற்றிவிடுங்கள். தாங்கள் எங்கள் கிட்ட காட்டிய அன்பை நாங்களும் தாராளமாக எல்லோரிடமும் பகிரவும் பரிமாற எங்களுடைய ஆக்யா சக்கரத்தை முழுமையாக தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள். தாங்களுடைய சாம்ராஜ்யத்தில் எங்களுக்கு அனுமதியை தாருங்கள் தாயே. श्री आज्ञा चक्र स्वामिनी साक्षात ओम त्वमेव साक्षात श्री आज्ञा चक्र स्वामिनी साक्षात श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः மெதுவாக நம்முடைய வலது கை பின் ஆக்ஞா சக்கரத்தில் வைக்கும் கழுத்து மேல் நோக்கி வைத்துக் கொள்வோம். கண்கள் மூடியே இருக்கட்டும். நம்முடைய கவனம் வலது உள்ளங்கையிலே இடது கையிலையும் வைத்துக் கொள்வோம். நம்ம கை வைக்கும் போது நம்ம என்ன உணர்வும் கவனிப்போம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ மகா கணேஷா நாங்கள் தெரிந்தோ தெரியாமலோ செய்த தவறுகளை மன்னித்து அருளுங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி நாங்களோ எங்களுடைய குடும்பத்தினர்களோ எங்களுடைய முன்னோர்களோ தெய்வத்துக்கு எதிராக தெரிந்தோ தெரியாமலோ செய்த தவறுகளை மன்னித்து அருளுங்கள். மகா கணேஷாவோட பீஜ மந்திரத்தை கூறுவோம். முதல்ல ஸ்ரீ மகா கணேஷா மந்திரத்தை கூறுவோம். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महागणेशा साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः ओम स्वाहा श्रीं स्वाहा ओम श्रीं ह्रीं स्वाहा ओम श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं स्वाहा ओम श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं स्वाहा ओम श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं गं स्वाहा ओम श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं इत्यन्तं गं स्वाहा ओम वरवरदा इत्यन्तः स्वाहा सर्वजनं मे वशं इत्यन्तः स्वाहा अन्य स्वाहा इत्यन्तः ओम ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डायै विच्चे नमः ओम ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डायै विच्चे नमः ओम ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डायै विच्चे नमः साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः மெதுவாக வலது கை மடிக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். கவனம் நம்முடைய ஆக்ஞா சக்கரத்திலே இருக்கட்டும். மெதுவாக கவனம் சஹஸ்ராரம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய ஆத்ம விழிப்புணர்வு நிலையை திருடப்படுத்துங்கள். யோக சக்தியை தாருங்கள். தெய்வீக இணைப்பை அனுபவிக்க அருள் புரிங்கள். தாங்களுடைய எல்லா ஆசீர்வாதங்களையும் பெற எங்களுடைய சகசிராரத்தை முழுமையாக திறந்து விடுங்கள். சிந்தனையற்ற நிலைக்கு கொண்டு செல்லுங்கள். நிர்விச்சார நிலையை தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ நிர்விசாரிதா மந்திரத்தை கூறி சில நிமிடம் தியானத்தில் இருப்போம். ஓம் த்வமேவ சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ நிர்விசாரிதா சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ ஆதிசக்தி மாதாஜி ஸ்ரீ நிர்மலா தேவ்யை நமோ நமஹ. அமைதியாக எண்ணங்களற்ற தியான நிலையில் இருப்போம். ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. கண்கள் திறந்து ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜியோட சொற்பொழிவை கேட்போம்.
I knew English were the most intelligent people, but I must say they have also very sharp and pure intelligence to get to the right point. He said that at Sahasrara, the goddess incarnates as Mahamaya. Because the job she has to do is of a very different nature. At the heart chakra, Anahata, she has to just defend the seekers from the clutches of the evil forces, which are also not so subtle. They are very gross, like forms, human forms. And it's easy to fight and have a war with them, kill them. But at the point of Sastra, the work is very complicated. First of all, the Sahasrara of the human beings is itself a very complicated. First of all, it's not that the time is very precarious, but also every country has its own complication to add to Sahasrara. Apart from that, in Sahasrara we have got the seats of all the centers, not only the 7 centers we are dealing with. And so many nadis are worked out through Sahasrara. So the chakras where the deities have to work have to deal with much less complications than the deity at the Sahasrara, where there are so many centers and so many nadis, and it has to act on the Sahasraras of the seekers. Say for the deity at the heart or at the Vishuddhi, the people are not so complicated. They are not to be given realization. Nothing has to happen to their brains as such. Only you have to just see that they are protected through, that they achieve a sense of security. Nothing more than that. They have to feel that they are secured with God. While the complication is so little that they are extremely sensitive and they are absolutely dedicated. They are not to be told that you have to sacrifice. They are not to be told that you should become righteous or virtuous. They are already righteous, virtuous, and also sacrificing. No one has to tell them. But in modern times, as you see, things are much more complicated. Human beings have complicated their brains so much. Complications after complications. When I see that, I just feel that Mahamaya is the only one who can save them. Sri Krishna was also using a wee bit of it, but not in the way it is used today. One part of it is that he could appear before people, very few, only Arjuna, as the Virata. He could kill people with his Sudarshan. At the time of Christ also, Mahamaya power acted for his own life, that he was crucified and he was resurrected through Mahamaya power only. Because it is miraculous. Mahamaya power is the miraculous power of God. And the miracles are created through its power before was through the deities themselves, like it worked on the deities. As Sri Rama himself turned a stone into a woman called Ahilya. He thrust an arrow into the Sita Nahani where he got the water out. Muhammad Sahib hit a stone and got water out of it. Same with Moses, the way he created way for the people to cross over. All these miracles are done through Mahamaya power. But this power acts through these forces, through these deities. But today, it being incarnated in its full force, is acting through you, is acting towards you. It is helping you in a very big way, which I don't know if the complicated brains are aware of. So many dimensions it is working. Because first of all, we have this horrible thing called ego. That we think we know everything, as I told yesterday, the theologians I described. Many people in Sahaj Yoga also think like that, start thinking that they are something great. All that was first a gross attraction becomes very subtle attraction. They start using it. In both ways it acts. With some people it may act in a way that you want to enjoy the gain of power. Those who have missed it or those who know how to use it. There could be another type who are the ones who think they have always suffered and they are suffering now also. There can be another type of a group of people who, when they come to Sahaj Yoga, they have complications of emotions. I know of some people, I've heard, that they felt attraction for a man or a woman and they started behaving in that fashion after coming to Sahaj Yoga. Sometimes the attraction to money, attraction to greed and lust becomes subtler. So the Mahamaya, being the subtler force, is the subtlest of all, which you cannot understand and can explain through your brains at all. Acts and just stupefies. It stupefies them. Unless and until that is done, they cannot stop it. They cannot cut themselves away. They, in a subtler way, they remain the same, but not aware of it. People who are miserly become miserly in a very subtle way, in a very sophisticated way, but they are miserly. Those who are dominating become dominating in a subtler way. Those who are murmuring are doing it in a subtler way, complaining are doing in a subtler way. And that's why the Mahamaya acts. First of all, it stupefies you completely. So you realize that whatever you think or react to something, to certain situations, is a Maya, is just a hallucination created. Now for example, we take the second chapter of Gita, which is written about a Sthita Pragya, the one who is a yogi, who is a Sahaja. To him, everything should be saman, whether somebody insults you or whether somebody loves you, whether somebody discards you or whether somebody accepts you, whether somebody is generous to you or whether somebody is not generous to you. To us, Sthita Pragya makes no difference. He is above everything. He is floating in the boat of joy. Nothing can disturb such a person. That's the sign. If your joy can be disturbed by anything else, that means you are not yet a full Sahaja. Now, when I see people getting involved into their backgrounds, we'll take an example of Indians, for example. It's better to talk about others. We can see the defects of others much more easily than our own. That's a human nature, I understand that. Now the Indians are very clever as far as the spiritual side is concerned, I must say. Now they would say that we must have at least 10 pujas somehow when mother comes in. So they'll manage, this is also there, then this is also there, then what about Muhammad Sahab's birthday, then what about Moses' birthday, which they don't know but they'll find out sometime. And then what about also Lao Tse's birthday, why not find it out? So when mother is here, invariably every third day let us have a puja. So, I understand them very well. Because what happens in puja, they know. Because traditionally they know. Since the time of Vedas, they know what happens. That in the puja, your deities which are weak are being also weakened by your own efforts, get suddenly strengthened, they get power. And that's what you feel the power. But that's again, I would say, a temporary sensation. Because if you cannot maintain that vitality in them, then again they become weak. So they know at the time of the puja, we get that strength, so why not use mother nicely, fix her up. As soon as I go there, I'm fixed for pujas. First puja as soon as you arrive, second puja as soon as third day, fourth day, something like that. I say, what is that? That's Abraham's birthday. Then you better do Abraham's puja, why mine? Everybody is anxious to pay for the puja. Very anxious. And they're quite surprised, you see. I think last year it happened that some of the Europeans, because they are stupid on this point, they objected, why should we pay for the puja 11 rupees or something? They were quite surprised, they are so stupid, you see, we are cleverer than them. What is 11 rupees after? So I have to stupefy them. And then once they are stupefied during puja time, somehow invariably it happens that they can't do the puja. There would be an Amavasya that day, would be a day when there is no moon, or maybe there is no Venus has to be there, something wrong in the dates, or something in the Panchanga which they consult, something wrong with the hall, you just don't get it, suddenly dissolved. Or if something happens to the main priest who cannot come, they're surprised. Mother, why didn't we have the puja? I said, why don't you do it yourself? Work it out. You have to deserve so many pujas the way you are fixing me up. Do you deserve that? Do you have the pitchers to fill in all the grace that I want to flow? Normally, Any fake guru would love to have pujas after pujas because he doesn't have to do anything. You sit down, take all the money that comes in. Then they realize why everything has failed despite its puja day. Why? Because Mahamaya's job is somehow to manage your asset. First to cleanse you. Even cleansing is so difficult because in a country like England or America or all these places where the ego is so strong, if you tell anybody that's wrong with you, they are willing to leave Sahajyoga. If not Sahajyoga, they will say, no, Mother, how can that be? I am perfectly all right, others are wrong. I am the best. So one has to cleanse the person. And how do you do it? You have to stupefy that person. And that person himself has to realize, because in these modern times you cannot tell anything to anyone directly. They think they are obliging me by being in Sahajyoga. They don't know what they have achieved. There was a fellow who was very bad, I must say, in a way. He got a very big job somewhere. He told me he's got a big job. And then he started misbehaving with some person. And he lost the job. What happened? I don't know. They wrote to me that we are not wanted anymore. Then I had to tell there must be something negative about you. And then he confessed the thing to me. But why go this circuitous pain? Mahamaya also creates a big camouflage. I look like you, exactly like you. Not in the camera, of course. Camera is the one that exposes me many a times. And your eyes can sometimes discern something. You see some things, but you forget what you have seen. You forget all that. That's also Mahamaya, Bhranti Rupena Samsthita. That also gives you illusions. You forget all that. You forget how you got your realization. How you have been helped by Sahajyoga. How things worked out so well for you. Everything you forget. That is also part of Mahamaya. Why? The reason is you have to be tested. How much you are aware. You must be tested. How far have you gone? If you can judge others, that doesn't mean that you are very high. It is your mother who has to judge you. You have to judge yourself. But if you have ideas that you can deceive Mahamaya, you cannot. But Mahamaya can deceive. That's the power of Mahamaya. It deceives you. Actually, there is no sin in deceiving somebody who is trying to be stupid. It deceives you. It makes you run towards the left when you have to go to the right. It makes you get hit, it makes you suffer a little bit, not much. So that you yourself in your own wisdom rise. Not to be satisfied with yourself, but rise into your ascent. So that you develop your own maturity to rise. That you don't justify yourself, don't appreciate yourself, don't watch yourself, but you see that you ascend. I have known people in Sahaj Yoga who have been here for years together of no use. And at the right time they are hit back. But there are people who have shot up like anything in a very short time. And I hope they keep their ascent on. So on one side, it deceives you. It camouflages. You just don't understand. Like I went to America and I deliberately asked people that you must get me some Coca-Cola when I'm sitting there, not water. When I started drinking the Coca-Cola, you see, all the people who were there were surprised. This lady is taking Coca-Cola, how can she be Adishakti? How can Adishakti drink Coca-Cola? She should only drink Amrut, the Amrose. How can she drink Coca-Cola? But Mahamaya can convert Coca-Cola into Amrut. Whatever she touches, get transformed. Like in the pujas, I wouldn't say I do it so deliberately or with action about it. But sometimes it works out through the deities also. Because now they understand what is their job. And they understand that this is the advent of the Mahamaya. And they have to see to it that whatever they do should create that charisma, as they call it. It's a kind of a illusion, a kind of a illusion where that shows like a miracle. They work it out also the same. When normally, if Sri Krishna has to work out, he would just go and immediately take out the head of the person who finished with it. Bulletin, as they call it. But he does not do, I have seen that. Very clever now. He does not do. He has other ways of grabbing people who are against surgery. They just can't talk. They lose their voices. They look stupid. Because in this Mahamaya state, all this is done just to prove that God is there. In all other incarnations, nobody challenged God. We did not have to prove it. Now we have to prove that there is God. That's why the Mahamaya acts in that fashion. That it takes you round and round till you see it through. It must be approved by your brain that you have understood what Mahamaya is. Otherwise, anybody can say, I am God, I am this, I am that. It has to be proved, means your brain must accept. Mentally you must accept that yes, it's true. And that's why all this drama is played by Mahamaya. The miracle of Kundalini awakening also stupefies me sometimes. Really, it stupefies me. How it works in thousands of people. When I went to Dharamshala, when these villagers had come, I was really surprised. When I went there, they were just waiting for the goddess to come in from, as if she's going to come from heaven or something. Least bothered as to where they were sitting, who were the people there, nothing. All waiting anxiously. And when I reached there, I talked to them. No question, nothing. And while talking to them, the Kundalini rose. They got their realization. And what is it? They said, we have come here for the Devi Jagaran, awakening of the goddess. And we know you are the Mahamaya. So we are not going to be worried about what you are going to say. Whether you abuse us or do what you like, we know you are a Mahamaya. We know. Whatever you may do to us is for our good, we know that. Whatever you may say to us, we accept it. Give us awakening. That's all. We'll not challenge you, we'll not say anything. Whatever you say is all right. You talk about, sometimes I talk about cement, about buildings, about this. Normally I talk about these things, normally. But abnormally sometimes about the spirit. Because people don't like it, I think. But even when I'm talking about cement, I'm melting the cement within you. And they said, we don't care, mother, even if you take a big hunter in your hand and beat us, it's all right. We know you are testing us, but we know you are the Mahamaya. It's all said. You are. They were not bothered as to what sari I was wearing, what ornaments I was wearing, nothing. To them it was that she's come now, she's going to give us realization. They had no image, a mental projection about it, nothing. They knew that I was going to come and that they are going to get the reward of age-old seeking of theirs. That's all. For such people, it's a pleasure to work. It's a pleasure to meet. That's a real joy-giving thing for your mother. And that's what they know. That only one thing is going to give joy to our mother is our ascent. Nothing else. And to them they are insignificant. Except that they have to have their realization, otherwise nothing matters. Nobody told me the problems of their family. Nothing. Such pure-hearted people there are who know what is a Mahamaya. Maha means the great because it has all the powers of all the deities. It controls all the deities. It surmounts over all the deities. And Maya also means love and compassion. All this effort for what? People don't understand. In the West, people don't understand. Why am I doing it? There must be some reason. It's compassion. The play of the compassion comes through the Mahamaya power. The play of the compassion. It doesn't come directly like somebody would say, all right, now come along, I'll give you 100 pounds, have it. That's a crude way of doing things. Mahamaya won't work like that. You are in trouble and you ask for money. What am I to do, mother? Suddenly you find on the post somebody sends you money saying, oh, I had borrowed money from you long time back and I felt an urge that I must return. This is your money. And you have forgotten that you had lent that money to that person. Or whether really you have lent him or not. You start wondering and you get the money. That's Mama. It's the gracious way. When you are in trouble, accidents, or any physical harm being done to you, then the Mahamaya acts in such a way that you are stupefied and the whole being is filled with gratitude. I told you the experience of one airlines man who was traveling by a plane which was hijacked, and the people who hijacked tried to open the door of the pit where he was sitting as an engineer, but he wouldn't open, so they put a bullet through, and the bullet did not hit him, it went on the sides. So they pushed the door and came in. And they put 2 bullets at him and both of them went on the side. Just imagine, with this little distance. In the pit there isn't much time, but somehow the bullets went on the sides. And he was just saying, Mother, please look after me. That's all. Then they got so angry that they took out their daggers and started hitting him on the head. And the daggers bent. And they started looking at the dagger in his face. They said, what are you saying? He said, no, nothing. I'm just asking Mother to look after me. That's all. They looked at him and then they became very friendly. Very friendly. His wife had gone to America. And just see, I must have given saris to most of you. So many things I must have given, I don't even remember. I had given her one sari. So when she heard about it, she said, nothing can happen to me, Mother has given me the sari. She just took the sari to her heart. And she said, I know this sari is the protection for me. And nothing can happen to my husband. She didn't go back to India. She was sure he'll be all right. Because it's quite circuitous to go to Pakistan and all that. And he was all right. That is how the Mahamaya works, in a gracious way.
ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. கண்கள் மூடி சில நிமிடம் தியானத்தில் இருக்கும். ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. கண்கள் திறந்து ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜிக்கு நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணி குண்டலினி உயர்த்தி மந்தன் போட்டுக்கொள்வோம்.